I know that you're probably not going to believe this, but I have my sleek haul and review video for you today that I have been promising for forever. And I'm so sorry I'm just now getting to this. It's one of those things where I was kind of getting things over time and building a collection slowly and trying things out, but also it just kind of got pushed back because of other videos that were slightly more timely and whatever, yada yada, excuses. I've got the video for you. So I've got 6 different eyeshadow palettes and 5 different blushes, and then I have one of the Face Form contouring and blush palettes to tell you about. So I've got quite a few things to kind of share with you. I'm going to give you my overall thoughts and reviews, and then also show you quick swatches. I can't really go into too much depth about anything just because I've got so much to show you, but I at least want to show you swatches so you can see if you would be interested in getting any of these things. So yeah, I've got a lot to share with you and I'm excited about it, so let's get started. Okay, first we're going to start with the eyeshadow palettes. So they all come in these little outer sleeves, and most of them are black and have the different colors there with the names. So I really like the outside packaging, that's really cute. Sometimes they'll do limited edition ones like this one and have a special outside packaging, which is extra adorable. But then the actual palettes themselves are all just this black solid color, and it'll have the name on the back. That would be my only negative, is I kind of wish that they would do at least something different on the front or the sides so you could see which one you're grabbing, because it's hard. Otherwise you just have to look at the back, you know, and look at the tiny little name. It's hard to tell what you're grabbing. So that would be the only negative there. And they do start to look a little dirty, but you know, nothing major. And they are a nice sturdy plastic and very sleek looking, just like the name says. I think they match their name nicely. So they're all $11.99, which I believe they used to be cheaper than that. I think when I bought most of these, they were $9.99. So that's kind of a bummer, but these are all called the Eye Divine palettes, and they have them in different color schemes and different names, which is really cool. So this is the very first one I bought. This is the Eye Divine Candy, and I'm going to get into swatches in a minute. But just to show you kind of the way the palettes look on the inside, it has a nice big mirror. This whole side here is a mirror, but I don't want to blind you. So just know down here is a mirror. And then you have the 2 rows of shadows, and then each of them come with a little applicator like this, a long one, and it's got the little sponge tip applicator on each side. So they come with that, and then they also come with a sleeve inside so you can see which colors are in the palettes. So yeah, this is what the palette looks like. That is what the outside packaging looks like. And I went over pricing, so now we're going to get into the swatches. Okay, first is the candy palette. It says candy on the palette, but then online it says the eye candy palette. So I don't know, this one was limited edition, but it is still available on the website, at least it was last time I checked. And it's just a nice collection of very springy, bright colors. It does have a collection of mattes and shimmers in there. The mattes are pretty powdery, but they're not anything horrible. And the metallics are really beautiful. Like this one here is really, really nice. That pink up there is really beautiful. So you do have some really fun, bright colors in here. You are gonna definitely need some kind of companion shadows to go with this. Transition shades, just neutrals to make this work. But it does have some really fun colors in it. Okay, this is a Vintage Romance palette, and it was limited edition, and I don't see it online anymore. So I guess they're out, but I wanted to just briefly show it to you in case you can find it. It's just a nice collection of kind of mauvey, pinky colors, purples, and then nice neutrals. All shimmer except for this one right here that seems like it's kind of a matte with a little bit of a sheen. So kind of a matte satin, but pretty much just a matte. So here they are swatched. Really, really nice. This is one of my very favorites, so it's a bummer that it's not online anymore, but I just wanted to show you just in case you can find it. Next is the Oh So Special palette, and I really like this one. It's just a really nice collection of sort of pinky peachy colors, but also some great neutrals. So you can really get some nice neutral looks with this, but also some fun springtime looks, but then also a dark smoky eye with some of these darker colors over here. And you do have some nice mattes in here for blending, which is great. So you can really make a complete look with this palette. So I think this is one of the very best ones, and I really, really like it. This one right here is kind of a dud as far as swatches go. It's right here. So it didn't have the best pigmentation and was kind of patchy, but other than that, they seem to all perform pretty well. And I really like the collection of colors in this one. I think it's a great one. Next is the Storm palette, and I really like this one because it's a really nice collection of like neutral colors here. So you can get a great neutral everyday eye, but then also you've got some really beautiful deep colors in here to do all kinds of really fun smoky eyes. So it reminds me kind of the Urban Decay Smoked palette. It's definitely not the same collection of colors necessarily. I'm not saying they're dupes or anything, but it has the same idea in that with the Smoked palette you can do some everyday eyes, but mainly you've got options for a ton of different fun smoky eyes. So I really, really like this palette a lot. Here are the swatches. So there are those fun neutrals. You do have some mattes over in here. Both of those are matte. That matte black is incredible. It is ridiculously pigmented and so, so dark. I mean, just really nice. And then you've got all those fun colors on that side for the different kinds of smoky eyes. So I really like this one. And again, it's called the Storm palette. Okay, next is a Sunset palette, and this is a very particular type of palette. It is a very warm-toned, orangey, coppery collection of colors. I haven't played with this one on my eyes. I've only swatched it, and I'm not super excited about it. It's just, these colors definitely can make blue eyes pop. I mean, blue-eyed girls, if you're looking for shadows that will make your eyes pop, these golds and sort of like orangey coppers and the reddish coppers, I mean, those are going to make blue eyes really stand out and just pop. But for me, I find that those kind of colors can kind of make me look a little sickly, so I really have to be careful about mixing them with other neutrals. So you're definitely going to have to mix these with something else to make this work. But you know, if you're looking for these kind of like orangey, warm-toned colors, which can sometimes be a little more difficult to find, especially this many options, then I think this is a great palette for that. And you know, it does come with a good price. There's really no complaint that I would have as far as pigmentation. A couple of these aren't super, super great, but you know, they're not bad, and especially for $12, I think it's definitely got some winners in it. Okay, and then finally we have the Bad Girl palette, and the name totally fits it perfectly. This is just a really fun collection of dark, just rocker chick looking colors. This is a rocker chick palette. I love it. It is just a really fun collection of silvers, gunmetals, greens, blues, purples. Kind of reminds me of the Kat Von D Center palette because that one has a lot of gunmetals and purples in it. But this one also adds in, like I said, those greens and the blues, and so you've got a little bit more variety in this one. You are going to have to mix it with some mattes and transition kind of blending shades to make this work. But if you're looking for just a really fun, dark palette, I think this is great. They are all really nicely pigmented, metallic and shimmery shades. This one right here was a little bit lacking. It's a little bit patchy, but nothing terrible. So I really love this one. I think it's a really fun palette. Okay, on to blushes. So they all come in these really cute, sleek compacts. So I really like that. One side is your mirror. I don't want to blind you, but there's a mirror there, and then you have your blush on the other side. It doesn't come with a brush, so just know that you'll need a brush, but it doesn't take up a lot of space in your collection. For traveling, you're not going to have big bulky packaging or anything like that. So I like the sleek packaging. I think it works well. You get 8 grams or 0.27 ounces of product, and they're each $6.99. I believe they used to be $5.99, so I guess that Sleek has just recently had a price increase in the last couple of months, but still not a bad price for how much blush you get. So on to swatches. Okay, first we have Suede, and it's this one right here. It's kind of a brownish, bronzy toned coral. It's a really beautiful color. Reminds me a little bit of Benefit's Rockateur, but not quite as glowy, and maybe slightly more terracotta. But it's a really beautiful color. It would go with a lot of different looks, but it'll also warm up your face really nicely. Next is Life's a Peach, and it's this one right here. It's just a really fun springtime, kind of a bright orangey coral. I really like this one. It's definitely very pigmented, so you're gonna have to be light-handed with it, but it's a really beautiful color. Okay, next is Pixie Pink, and it's this one right here. It's just a fun, bright pink. It's one of those colors that just looks very youthful and fun and bright. You do have to be light-handed with it because it is very pigmented, but I think it's just so cute and gonna be great for spring and summer. It's one of my favorites I got. Next is Rose Gold, and it's this one right here. It's a very nice, glowy, peachy, pinky sort of a blush. Reminds me of NARS's Orgasm, except it seems slightly more orangey gold. It is a very beautiful blush, but it's a little bit difficult to make it wearable. So what I do is usually wear it with another kind of blush, sort of a matte or at least a satin, and then apply this slightly higher on my cheekbones just to make it not quite so glowy all over my cheeks. So it is a beautiful color, it's just, it takes a little bit of work to make it slightly more wearable. And then finally we have Antique. This was a limited edition, so hopefully it's still available. This is a very unique, different blush color. It kind of reminds me of what NARS's Sin looks like, but I don't own that one to compare it exactly. But just in looking in swatches online, it seems like it kind of has that neutrally, slightly purplish, mauve-y pink kind of a tone to it. But this one seems like it's got almost a purpley duochrome in there somewhere and a little bit of glitter. So it is very beautiful. I am wearing it today and I do enjoy it. It's just a very unique color. So if you're looking for kind of a bronzy mauve-y color with definitely some neat dimension to it, I think this is a fun option. And then the last thing I'm going to mention is the Face Form palette. I have it in Fair 372. It does come in fair, light, medium, and dark. So you can pick either which one matches your skin tone or which colors you're interested in having, because they do have a different collection in each one. So it comes with a bronzer, a highlighter, and a blush. They are $14.99, so I believe they used to be cheaper than that. So I guess they had an increase there, but you do get 20 ounces of product. So you get a lot of product there, and this is great for traveling. So you've got, you know, all three products right there together. This one in this palette, this is Rose Gold. It looks exactly the same to Rose Gold. So just know there may be some repeats in the blushes in these palettes. But here are the swatches. I really love the highlighter. I've already talked about the blush. The bronzer is a little bit light, so I do have to kind of build it up a little bit to get, you know, pigmentation as far as, you know, for a contour. But for sort of just warming up my face, it does work nicely for that. So I think these are really cool. I think they're great for traveling. They kind of remind me of the Urban Decay, is it called the Flush palette, where you get all three in there together. So I really like these, and I might, you know, look at some other ones. Okay, my overall review of everything. I really like their products. I think they are really fun colors. I think they do a good job of mixing different colors together. I like their packaging. I think they're fair prices. Something to note that I noticed with the eyeshadows and also with the blushes a little bit is that they're very, very pigmented, but they have sort of an interesting texture. They're almost slightly tacky, the eyeshadows are kind of unlike anything I've ever felt in an eyeshadow. It's just sort of tacky is how I would describe it, but not like sticky. I don't really know even how to describe it, but what I notice is that I have to be very light-handed when I'm applying colors to my lid. If I'm packing it on my lid, it's not a big deal, but if I'm trying to do a transition shade or blend colors together, I have to be very light-handed. Otherwise, too much product is deposited and I can't get it blended right. So just kind of know that about them, is that they might take a little bit of a different technique to use. And with the blushes, they kind of remind me of the Jordana blushes in that they're very pigmented, but they can be a little bit patchy if you don't blend them really well. So they do take a little bit more effort to blend nicely, but they do have nice pigmentation and they are a fair price. Also, I like the website. It's easy to navigate. The shipping to the US isn't that bad, so I really like that. And yeah, I like that they have, you know, fun limited edition things coming out, keeping it interesting. So I'm definitely going to be picking up some more Sleek products, and I think they're a really fun company. Okay guys, so that was my Sleek makeup haul and review video. I hope this video was helpful for you and kind of gave you some ideas of what you might like to try or not try. Please give it a thumbs up if it was helpful and you enjoyed it. Let me know, what kind of Sleek makeup do you own or are you thinking about trying out? I would love to hear your reviews and thoughts on their makeup. Let me know that down below. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I will see you in my next video.